Question 28. Part A. Joe's pizzas are made in 3 different sizes: mini, standard, large. Joe puts olives on all his pizzas. The number of olives depends on the size of the pizza as shown in the table. The relationship between the diameter of the pizza and the number of olives can be expressed by the formula n equals k times d squared, where k is a constant. Part 1. Use a pair of values from the table to show that k equals 0.02. Any pair of values from any row of the table could be used. I'm going to reference the first row of the table. So from the first row of the table, when d equals 20, n equals 8. Substitute these values into the formula n equals k times d squared and solve for k. So substituting 8 for n and 20 for d, we have 8 equals k times 20 squared, and 20 squared is 400, so 8 equals k times 400. And to make k the subject, we divide both sides of this equation by 400. So 8 divided by 400 equals k. And 8 divided by 400 evaluates to 0.02. Therefore, k equals 0.02 as required. Part 2. Joe decides to make a mega pizza with diameter 52 centimeters. Use the formula to find the number of olives needed for a mega pizza. Find the value for n when the diameter d equals 52. So substituting d equals 52 into the formula and noting that we've found the value of k in part 1, we have n equals 0.02 times 52 squared, which equals 54.08. So rounding down to the nearest whole number, therefore 54 olives will be needed. Part 3. Joe is asked to make a pizza in the shape of a square with sides of length 25 centimeters. He decides to use the same number of olives as would be needed on a round pizza with the same area. How many olives will be needed? The first step is to find the area of the square pizza with side length 25 centimeters. And that's equal to 25 times 25, which equals to 625 square centimeters. Next, we need to find the radius of a circle with area 625 square centimeters. And that is found by solving the equation 625 equals pi r squared for r, which represents the radius of that circle. So solving that equation, we start off with pi times r squared is equal to 625. Dividing both sides of the equation by pi to make r squared the subject, we get r squared is equal to 625 divided by pi. Notice that I haven't evaluated it, I've just left it in exact form. We don't want r squared, we want r. So to convert r squared into r, we need to take the square root of both sides. So r is equal to the square root of 625 divided by pi, which is approximately 14.10473959 centimeters. But we want the diameter of that circle, so we need to double this value here. So the diameter is approximately 28.2094791 centimeters. The final step is to find n, which represents the number of olives needed, when d is equal to 28.2094791. So substituting this value of d into the formula, we get n is equal to 0.02 times 28.2094791 squared, which is equal to 15.915 and so on, which rounds to approximately 16, correct to the nearest whole number. Therefore, roughly 16 olives are needed.